Welcome to Prototype Thinking in Action. This is the podcast where we talk to founders, dive into one big challenge that they are facing, and help them solve it by using the prototype thinking method. Let's get started.
I'm Mina Raver. I'm building this tool that I'm not going to tell you anything about right this second because let Jade do her thing. I'm very grateful for your time.
And I'm Catherine. I've known Jay for a couple of years now. I'm a huge fan of prototype thinking and the approach, and I lead a design team at Autodesk. Thank you for letting me be your user for your product that I'm very excited to learn about.
I'm excited to hear your feedback.
Can you share a little bit about your role?
Yeah, so I lead a strategy and design team. So my team has folks that do customer experience. We have an analytics group that does customer success analytics. And then a big focus that we have is around service design and offering design. How do we really design our customer success motions for our million plus customers?
And how big is your team?
It's about 70 people.
Do you ever check out new enterprise tools?
Yes.
Can you tell me more about how you find new enterprise tools?
So usually it's from LinkedIn posts. Sometimes vendors that we work with will have a new tool or a new capability that we want to check out, but it's usually through like hearing about it in social media.
All right. So let's say that you've been on LinkedIn for the past month and you've noticed a lot more people talking about this new tool called Rhenari, and it's a team performance optimization tool. And a few of your peers at other companies have been talking about using it, and you have some extra time to check it out. When might that be?
Probably at night after I have finished work for the day.
All right. Like a weeknight?
Yes.
All right. So let's say it's a typical Tuesday night and you had some extra time. Are you on your phone or on your computer?
Probably on my phone.
And where are you physically?
Probably sitting in my living room where I am now.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do this, but we're going to do it on the computer for legibility. So you have a chance to click through, and I'm going to present to you the landing page one pager of Rhenari. And this is a insanely low fidelity mockup we made in a few hours this week. We made it in Canva, and I'm going to share it in Canva so that we can make changes to it at the same time. And if you could please go through it the way you would normally truly go through it in that situation and talk out loud with whatever's going through your mind. If there's something that you want to zoom in on, or if there's something you want to like click on or look more at, if you want to contact support or go through an FAQ, let me know. And also, most importantly, if you want to stop using it and go do something else instead and look at the next thing on LinkedIn, that's totally fine. You have no obligation to go through this entire document. Yeah?
Sounds good. Manage brain power like a budget. That sounds interesting. I'm always looking at how we can improve team performance. Visualize your team's brain power reserves so you can budget efficiently. Gut reactions is like, what does brain power mean? And what does it mean to have reserves of it? The stat below 89% of performance losses are invisible. Rhenari makes them visible and actionable. That sounds interesting because we're always looking for like how to improve performance, and like it's hard to know sometimes what's going to cross the team that's causing folks to not feel like they can be as productive. So that part resonates, but the what is brain power like a budget, that made me turned off a little bit. How is this possible? Cognitive drift, so stress impacting users' ability to prioritize, ask questions. What is this person's normal statistical model of brain power? Are they performing normally? Would you intervene? Okay, so this is really different from what I was thinking when I saw the first screen. I like the examples. I noticed you've opened the email from James 3 times without responding. I love that. You've been switching tabs a lot since your last meeting. Okay, so to me, this feels more like something that's like helping individuals understand where they're at and like what their stressors are and getting back on task, which is also very interesting, but feels kind of different from resource optimization software at the beginning. So wouldn't have necessarily gotten this far from the first tab. And it seems like it's kind of like a Slack add-in, which is cool because we use Slack. So I think at this point I would want to learn more, like how does it work? Okay, how does it work? That's a good segue. And like other solutions, which is lagging metrics, had a burnout, okay, and stress. I like this because we have a lot of projects across the team and people do status updates and it's red, yellow, green. And it's hard for people to say that their project is red and almost even hard to say that it's yellow. And this feels like it's trying to help get at the same thing of like, how do you get people to let you know what's going on when it's something they may not necessarily feel comfortable talking about or asking, especially in the work context. I like getting to see the metrics. I think for me, like cost recovered isn't as important because it's really more about the health and well-being of the team. Are they able to do their best work? So for me, it feels a little too big brothery, like as a new person leading a team, like I wouldn't feel comfortable thinking about people with those kinds of hard numbers. For me, it would be more like, hey, is decision quality up? Are people, being able to get their work done better? Are we seeing our projects performing better and not necessarily needing to have hard costs associated with it?
Pause.
Oh, I would have led with the clairvoyant 24/7 mental wellness and performance coach for every employee, because I feel like that's really the heart of what you're describing as the product, but that really got lost at the beginning. So if I hadn't gotten this far, I wouldn't have really known. Like, I had a sense of the product, but it wasn't super clear from the beginning. And so I would have been like, wait, what is this company doing?
I want to update the prototype for 5 minutes.
I care a lot about team burnout, how the team's doing, are people oversubscribed, and finding new ways to get a pulse check on that. Like, that would be really, really, really helpful. But being able to do it in a way that isn't creating extra work for folks is, then they're like, oh, okay, you're trying to like help my work-life balance by asking me a gazillion things to make me have less work-life balance.
All right, I'm going to grab you guys back. Mina, feel free to edit this prototype. This is my attempt to explain what's going on here.
How is this project tracking? How hot is burnout? Project tracker, I made suggestions to keep on track. Early signs before burnout, stress level, focus level, Slack interventions. I like this better. I think it helps explain what the tool is and some of the benefits. As a leader, I don't know that the neuroscience driven thing is as important. And I still don't get the cognitive bandwidth resource allocation piece of it. I got the Slack intervention piece totally made sense, and how to help people understand where they're at. And then I could get the roll up of that to, well, here are the hot spots across the team. As a manager, it's like, okay, what do we want to go do about that? But I don't get how that ties into resource allocation. Like, I'm having a hard time making that leap.
All right, I'm going to play you a video on what is cognitive bandwidth.
Okay.
Okay, great. Mina, you are the video that she has just played explaining what cognitive bandwidth is.
So cognitive bandwidth is the chemical and physical availability that you have to complete tasks. Essentially, it's your executive functions. You only have so much energy for fine motor skills, focus, and working memory, which are the three major components you need to complete knowledge work.
That makes total sense to me. What it makes me think about, how is that really useful at like a team and a project level? Because for like me as an individual understanding, like, how am I doing in terms of my cognitive bandwidth, and when am I starting to get like time to take a break kind of stuff? It totally makes sense. I guess I'm trying to figure out like, how does that play out in like the system of humans that are all working together?
Like that
All right.
definitely is I need to
So we're
clarify.
learning that we wanted to add a How Does Rhenari Work 1 minute video to the beginning of our prototype. So pretend that this is the how it works 1 minute video, or maybe we should like put it here even instead of this
Yes.
object. There we go. Here's a demo video. All right. So we're going to pretend that MC clicked on this video, and I'm going to hand it over to Mina. You have about half a minute to give your intro pitch for what Rhenari is and how it works.
So your team, each person has a set amount of energy that they can put into completing tasks. Overall, your team can pull that together, and essentially you're going from being able to a person moving a stone to an entire team being able to move a block. So we're able to convert the weight of tasks into a generalizable concept. So we can tell you how much your entire team can lift, how much your individuals can lift. And when they're not lifting at their normal rates, we sense that before they sense that, which is key, and help them recover so they can get back to their normal.
And is that like a set amount in time, or how does it vary by person?
It does vary by person, and that's why post-mortem interventions don't really work. So by the time an individual realizes that they're tired, they've already been tired for a while and need significant time to recover. The way that they need to recover is often different person by person. So the first thing this tool does is figure out what kinds of weights does this individual prefer. Is this a long distance runner mentally, or are they a sprinter? And if they've been running long distance for a long time, we know that we need to intervene with short dopamine bursts, for example. And we might show them a panda video to help them start recovering and then make them aware of that long term.
If I think about working in a corporate environment with my team, I don't care as much about the whole how much can the team lift together concept. Needing to think of cognitive load as a asset to manage doesn't really resonate with me. The part that resonates with me more is helping everyone do their best work at work and having this be a tool that can really help us understand patterns and dynamics both for individuals and across teams and projects. My other general philosophy is people need different things. Everyone's kind of got their own personal way they like to work or how they like to disconnect or take time off. And so I think is really, really important to have flexibility for that.
All right. Let me ask you, if you had this platform on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is horrible, 10 is mind blowing, and 5 is normal, how valuable is this to you?
I think maybe a 5, because I just want to know a little bit more about how it would work in practice.
On the same scale of 1 to 10 as before, how would you rate your current experience of managing employee burnout?
I would put that as a 3.
What makes it a 3?
We just have a lot of work, and then people feel like they have to get the work done. And I don't know that we have any thoughtful or intentional way to help people think about options for planning out that work to reduce burnout. So it's really, really hard to have any visibility into are people burned out or not.
What would make Rhenari a 9 or a 10 for you?
I really do like the whole idea of in Slack, it can give an individual person signals of, hey, seems like you're struggling. Do you want to do XYZ? Or the way that you've booked your time for the next week is all these things you hate doing that are hard. Do you want to adjust? Giving individuals coaching about things that they can do to prevent burnout, and then giving me and my managers kind of overall visibility into a pulse check on that burnout. I wouldn't see using this as much for project planning or resource planning. I would see it more of an employee productivity and managing work-life balance and burnout tool to help people be as productive as they can be at work.
What budget would it come out of?
Well, if I'm just using it for my team, it would probably be my budget. I don't know if we're allowed to just buy Slack add-ins. These days, probably not. So it would have to go through a pretty heavy data and security review. So in that case, they may not let me just buy something for my team.
So since this tool is pretty dependent on integrations, do you know who we would have to go through approval for?
Well, yes, it would be with our enterprise IT team.
Do you
they
think
handle Slack, email, calendars, that kind of stuff.
But who would the buyer ultimately be? Would it be you're the buyer, but they would approve it? Okay.
Or HR, but they would have to approve. They would have to buy it. So I would be a business advocate, but the IT team would really be the ones who'd decide to buy it.
Thank you for listening to Prototype Thinking in Action. Please don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Join our email list and follow us for exclusive access to tools, case studies, and live workshops. All links can be found in the description below. See you next time.